Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this is a recap video where I discuss in detail everything that I did in the energy healing that happened today. Today's date is the 31st of October 2017, and the healing was a mini triplet group energy healing for 51 people. And a mini triplet group healing is a set of 3 healings, one on a Friday, one on a Sunday, one on a Tuesday, within the same week, and well, within the same 6 days, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday. So this was the final healing, the 3rd healing, because today's Tuesday, and sometimes I call that healing the finale healing, but in order to imply that like the biggest technique was used on the final day, but in this time that was sort of the opposite, in part because everybody's energy got so well prepped before even the Friday healing that we did some serious clearing and work in both the Friday and the Sunday healings. So I felt that this healing, the Tuesday healing, was kind of like a supportive, moving forward kind of idea. So a lot of really good technique, but just like general clearing, flow kind of techniques. The theme of this set is healthy boundaries with families. There's a lot that you can work with on this triplet set. The Friday healing had a lot you could work with, and the Sunday healing, there were actually 2 additional videos that are sort of standalone, applicable to everybody. One of them is called Discussing the Deep Thought Healing, and the other one is called Deep Thought Healing for Boundaries with Family, something like that. I definitely recommend both of those. That deep thought healing technique, it was not used today, but just a heads up that is a very versatile and powerful technique. So now the technical breakdown of today's healing, the Tuesday healing, October 31st, 2017. There were about 7 or 8 parts to this healing. It was a 21-minute healing. And as you know, I can do a lot of really deep work on this level, with everybody's spirit and everybody's angels, and no talk, no conscious explanations. So first, no huge surprise, we did a modified tricolor earth energy soak. And so let's just start a tricolor earth energy soak right now, just because I like that. So just, be aware of your big grounding. If you don't have a really big one that's as wide as your whole aura all the way around, go ahead and make one with your intention. Just imagine your big aura, and then imagine, creating a beautiful red connection flowing downward, as wide as your whole aura, behind you, in front of you, to your sides, all the way down, staying wide, all the way down to the core of the earth. Fasten it down there. So it's like a waterfall flowing downward. That's a beautiful shade of red. And then bring up an extra amount of red earth energy. And from the very core of the earth at the vibration of red that you like, and just let it come up naturally with your intention, and soak your body and your aura in that red earth energy all the way up, all your chakras as well. Your neck, your shoulders, above your head, all the layers above your head of your aura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just kind of soak in that red earth energy. Love, love, love. And just keep it up there. The theme, now with the red earth energy around me, I remember, today had a theme of letting go of burdens and limits to make room for positive change. Letting go of burdens and limits to make room for positive change. And it complements the set theme, which was healthy boundaries with family members, because A lot of those burdens are from past life families. And a lot of the limits that we have in our energy field are from either family from this life or past lives. So a lot of burdens and limits in origin come from families, either many lives ago or in this life. And one participant made a really good point. She was surprised that this set was so effective for her. I think part of it was just the techniques are really amazing, but part of it is she didn't realize she had a lot of family boundary issues, but she wasn't realizing like all the past life families that she's had. You know, people tend to think of only this life, you know, when that's just a fraction of what you've experienced and what, you know, could be still affecting you. So that's why this set was so effective for so many people. And the techniques in these videos of this set are so effective for so many people because we've all been through a lot, either with this family in this life or lots of other lifetimes. So it's time to lighten up, folks. Okay, so I still have the red earth energy up there and I am loving it. I'm gonna keep it there for now. And while the red earth energy was up there for everybody, I combed through everybody's aura and I just helped repair in case anybody had any aura damage or aura compression. There was some aura damage. I think the thing is, you know, clearing the family energy out of your space. Because like I said in one of these videos, it's like what is a more judgmental group of people than your own family? You know, there's so many rules, and some of them are very unspoken and mostly unconscious. But so shedding this energy you don't even realize you have from your family members and the limits and the rules from them and from these past life family situations you don't even realize you still had. Shedding all that causes you to take bold steps forward spiritually. And then sometimes when you take those bold steps forward, you ruffle feathers. You get a little bit of backlash. Personally, I got some backlash from these bold steps forward that I was making, inspired by this triplet set. But you know, that happens to me pretty regularly. But so anyway, when you take positive steps forward, you know, invariably somebody on a spirit level is gonna feel a little disturbed by it and possibly throw some energy at you. So again, I experienced it personally, and some participants did as well. The gold energy aura buffer zones, I know I mentioned them in every set, but they are incredible. If you don't know what they are yet, you still do have to go back to a recap to learn about it, because I don't have a video at this moment. I will someday soon, but I don't have a video just on them. So you go back to the October 1st, 2017 mini triplet recap and you learn all about them. And then the October 3rd mini triplet recap gives more information about recreating them and how important that is. So October 1st recap, October 3rd recap for gold energy aura buffer zone information. But anyway, if you don't recreate your aura buffer zones often enough, you can get pretty ripped up still, you know, because people can, you know, throw energy at the buffer zones, and then eventually if you're not making a new one, it just gets so tattered that, you know, then people can rip through your aura as well. So it wasn't huge, but that was a part of the healing. When the red earth energy was up there, I just combed through. You know, you can do it for yourself. Just imagine a copy of your aura out in front of you, you know, nice bubble for you, and there could be some rips and tears, you know, and just use gold light from your palms, your hands, and your fingertips, and just wash through your aura, particularly the outer layers, and just with your intention, go ahead and imagine you're finding the rips and tears, and also the clogged energy, like just, you know, it can be more hard and more compressed even if it's not ripped up, and just run the gold light through and get everything flowing and whole again. So I'm doing it for myself, and I just have a little bit of like compression at the very top and the very bottom of my aura. So I'm gonna just extra gold light comb through that. That's nice. So that just kind of expands everything again. And then I have a little bit of rips and tears like right in the front, up above, like from my forehead upward up there. So I'm just gonna, with my handy dandy little copy of my aura, I'm gonna just comb through that and melt away those tears. And I encourage you to do the same. Just even if you are sure you have no idea where the rips and tears are, you know, just with your intention, because your spirit is a lot smarter than you think you are. And so just, you know, be like, I am healing the rips and tears in my aura, and just use the gold light and it'll happen. It really, really will. That's the thing. Newbies are capable healers. They just doubt themselves, but it doesn't matter. You're still doing it. So you just kind of learn to tolerate the doubt and do it anyway. Nice. Nice, nice. So then people changed it to orange. So go ahead, it meaning that earth energy that's all the way up. So bring the red down, the red earth energy down to the level of your third chakra, just below where the camera shows. And then change that grounding or destroy and recreate it so that it's all orange, your favorite shade of orange. So this big wide flowing orange waterfall all the way down to the center of the earth. And then bring up an extra amount of earth energy from the center of the earth with your intention. You're gonna set it at that favorite shade of orange. So it just comes up orange already, and just soak your legs, your feet, your waist, your whole aura all around you, your shoulders, all your organs, your bones, your chakras, and above your head, your aura above your head, all the layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just leave it up there that high for a while. So you're just soaking in the orange earth energy. And by the way, what we're doing right now, where we just leave it up there for a while, you know, sometimes angels recommend that people do that. Well, sometimes they tell me to tell somebody, but I think angels would always love that. You know, just, you know, play around with it. You know, like at work, just bring up all the red earth energy and just work for an hour or two that way, and then bring it down and change it to yellow and bring it up, and, you know, just play around, you know, enjoy how that feels, enjoy if it relaxes you, if it makes you release a little more, if it makes you a little more present, why not? It's not going to bother people around you. I mean, earth energy is, you know, a very mellow, centering energy anyway. Okay, so with the orange earth energy soak going on, I combed through people's aura, which we've already done a little bit, but I did it more, and I helped people to realize what they were still holding on to, like burdens that they were holding on to, you know, from a past life, from this life, whatever, and ask them to kind of realize, okay, well, why are you still holding on to that? You know, and I offered that they could, you know, if it was healthy for them to release at this time, they could just let it go, you know. And then I sort of reminded them that if they let go of what's healthy for them to let go of right now, it's going to make positive change easier for them, you know, because everyone's like, oh, of course I want positive change, but then they carry all these burdens and limits that they, you know, just because of an inertia, you know, they keep going the way they were doing. And then the positive change, it's kind of like it doesn't have room in your life to show up, you know, because you're so stagnant with all these limits and burdens. So go ahead with the orange earth energy up there. Go ahead and comb through a copy of your aura with gold light, and just ask yourself, hey, what burdens am I holding on to that would be healthy for me to release right now? And then just, you know, remind yourself, hey, I really want this positive change of mine. So, you know, if these are the healthy burdens for me to release, you know, if these are the burdens that's healthy for me to release right now, I'm going to do it. And then just, you know, imagine yourself dropping them down that beautiful grounding you have, you know, all the way down so they get absorbed by the center of the earth. Or, you know, let them get dissolved by the gold light that you're running through your space. You know, you could even add some affirmations, you know, I am letting go of my burdens. You know, I am letting go of my burdens so that I can have my positive change. There we go. And then we also did yellow that way too. But I think I'm just going to keep it at the orange for this video. But if you wanted to, because I did the exact same thing, you know, just the letting go of limits and burdens to be able to have your positive change. So I did that for people same way, still combing through more, still talking to people about positive change and helping people to realize the limits and burdens that they still have and that they can let go of. So then we redid the buffer zones just because you know, the healing participants are getting new buffer zones with their angels every night in their sleep. And if you're a viewer and you're watching this and you haven't paid to participate, know that your angels, I mean, they like me as a healer and they want me to make a living, but it's not like, you know, you have to get the healing from me to get any of this stuff from your angels. You know, your angels would be happy to redo your gold or energy aura buffer zones every night in your sleep with you. You know, they would be happy to work on any of these techniques with you in your sleep. You know, it's just that if someone's a participant, you know, it's like they get the angel prep that, you know, that I sort of set up, you know, it's sort of prefab, you know, it's like they're gonna get at least this much prep with their angels. And then of course they're gonna actually get the healing from me, an incarnated healer, as well. So that definitely takes it to an extra level. And you know, sometimes you wonder, like, why does that even matter? Because angels are so much more powerful technically than people are. So why do you even need a human healer? You know, and I've thought about that myself. And the angels, sometimes they just say, well, like, you humans get yourselves into so much trouble that it kind of evens out the scales if some humans are like undoing the trouble. You know? Like, you know, if you in your journey, in your lifetimes, have been harmed so many times by humans, then to find a human who's in a healing role, who is, you know, as much as possible, you know, doing things benevolently, it just, there's a difference about it, you know, because angels are always trying to help you, but to have a human being that is, you know, also helping it's different. You know, there is a contribution in that way, just because there are so many humans harming each other on purpose or accidentally. So it's a plus to have a human heal you. It's an added value. So anyway, good talk. Okay, so we destroyed and recreated the buffer zones, and that is something that, you know, the angels of the participants for sure were doing every night. But, you know, this healing happened at, well, my time 11:45 a.m., but in Central in the US happened 1:45 p.m. and in Eastern time zone, like New York City, happened at 2:45 p.m. So, you know, that's a lot of time between when somebody woke up and then, and so, you know, a lot of damage could have happened from the aura buffer zones in that time. You know, for me, I'm already on my like 10th set of aura buffer zones by then. It is good to remake them often. You just go new buffer zone, you know, and get it over with, make a new one. Okay, so then after recreating the aura buffer zones, we did collapsing gold net technique 3 different times. And I found that now collapsing gold net technique, it is something that I've used in these videos before, so it's possible that you already know how to do it. If not, I'm about to walk you through it. It's very simple. But I realized that with this theme of today's healing of letting go, really like trying to be aware of what you're hanging on to you didn't even realize. It was subconsciously you're hanging on to these burdens and limits, you know, that if you sort of encourage yourself to be aware of what you're carrying, your burdens, how heavy things are or how limited you feel, and that you can actually cut it out, you know, and let it go, that gold net technique actually works better. You know, like collapsing gold net technique is more effective because you're letting go of things, and so the nets actually take more out of you that doesn't belong in your space. Okay, so in other words, we did collapsing gold net technique while I was reminding people that it's okay to let go. You know, it's really okay, and that it's good for positive change to let go. Okay. So collapsing gold net technique, it's like if this is you make these giant gold nets, like fishing nets, out of gold universal healing energy, just with your intention. And you make a giant one up here for the healing. What we did is, like, if this is the top of your aura, then like 3 feet above that is like your gold sun for your 8th chakra. And I actually made the gold shrinking gold net like really high. I mean, I encourage everyone to make. I think the first ones I made, and then the second and third everyone made for themselves. But, you know, so there's a giant gold net above even the 8th chakra up here. You know, a flat one here, a flat one here, a flat one here, a flat one down here, like right by the center of the earth. And, you know, so it's like you're surrounded by these gold nets that are connected. And then just with your intention, you just kind of collapse them in. So it's like everything that's not you, which could be beings, entities, just random stuff that you want to get rid of, you know, other people's energy, and it just gets caught up in the fishing net, and then you just pull the fishing net out of you and give it to your angels. So it's like, you know, it just collapses in, and then you just kind of, you know, move it away from you and say, angels, can you please recycle all this? You know, so it's just a handy way to get a whole bunch of whatever out of you and not even worry about it. So love that. A lot of times angels recommend people to do that several times a day, you know, daily. It's a good daily technique, I would say. I did it a bunch this morning myself. So anyway, that's collapsing gold net technique. We did do that 3 times. The first 2 times I wasn't reminding people it's okay to let go, it's okay to let go. The third time I did remind people that, and they let go of a lot more into the net than they had the first 2 times. So that was cool. Then that was the 10-minute mark of the 21-minute healing. Just, you know, everything that I've talked about already. So then we did creative rings above the head, you know, a set of 3 gold creative rings. They're really cool. They're like maybe this much around, you know, each one. It's like 1 ring, 2 rings, 3 rings. Yeah, you know, maybe this big or this big. It's not like an exact thing, but, you know, 1, 2, 3. And they're basically in your first and second layer of your aura. So the first 2 layers of your aura, maybe like one of them's here and one of them's here in your first layer, and then the third one's in your second layer of your aura. And I noticed when I was looking at participants before the healing and kind of sketching out what I was going to do, that people's creative rings were pretty blocked up, and they were pretty, they had a lot of white energy in them that wasn't their energy. So that's pretty overwhelming. But it seemed like not just the participants. It seemed like, you know, even just random people I checked, it was true for them too. So it could be some astrological thing that's going on that just is kind of wigging people out a little bit. But, you know, oftentimes the angels point out, you know, you can always counteract, you know, uncentering aspects of astrology just through, you know, through what we're doing now, you know. So So anyway, the gold creative rings up here, what you don't want is you want them to be gold. You don't want them to be white, black, whatever. Like, they should just be your energy at gold right here. And then when they're nice and clear like that, or cleaned up like that, they send gold creative inspiration energy down into your 7th chakra, which, how cool is that? And then that kind of runs down these energy channels that you have, you know, down each arm and out your hand. So it just helps you to kind of get stuff done and you know, give to yourself. It's cool, you know, be inspired, want to do your work, you know. Yeah, yeah. So I just amped up my heart chakra for that second one. Yeah, the first one was just creative ring excitement, and that one was both creative ring excitement and heart chakra excitement. Yeah. Let's do it together, folks. Yeah. Love that. And if you're not feeling that, you know, you just need to clean out the creative rings or open up your heart chakra more. Particularly, it can get clogged in the back, you know, and so then it's not making enough energy. So anyway, with the creative rings, we'll do a quick version of it. Imagine you're a current copy of what's up here, you know, the 3 creative rings out in front of you, and then just bring up red and orange earth energy and just kind of bathe them in red and orange earth energy, which is very soothing. And I particularly did that because everyone had so much white energy around their creative rings, but you could always do it. You know, just bring up red and orange earth energy and just kind of wash off the creative rings. You want them to be clear on the inside, you know, just rings, so your spirit can go in and out that way, you know, when you wake up, and you could bring ideas in during the day that way. So just, you know, lots of red, orange earth energy, and then also gold light, you know, gold healing energy from your hands and your fingertips, and just you know, melt away any energy cords that are attached to the rings from people. Just, you know, what I did in the healing is I just imagined the gold light just as much as possible, you know, around these rings, just washing off anything that doesn't belong there and unclogging that space in the middle of all the 3 creative rings. So as much gold light as you can just around these rings, and just wash them out, melt away cords, declog the center of them, and in between each one. There you go. And then just kind of make sure they're like turned on, you know, because then all 3 will just kind of send that gold light down. And you know, if you feel like, oh, that's overwhelming, it's not. You could, again, maybe you have some cords going in, sending energy that's overwhelming into the rings that then is coming down, you know, or you know, maybe do like gold net technique again, you know, just around your rings or something, like just regular gold net where you get one fishing net and you just kind of drag it through the rings and then give whatever's not you to the angels. Okay, so that's nice. Then I used sticky gold wax technique. Sticky gold wax technique. Wax, in this case, W-A-X, wax. Like melted candle wax. And I did that first to unclog this area, you know, down the neck, down the shoulders, down the arms, because with the creative rings nice and unclogged and awake now, they're generating energy going downward, and that should be able to run, you know, down the neck and the shoulders and the arms. But if this is all clogged, then there's kind of a weird traffic jam kind of sensation, because the energy is going down and it can't go this way. So I just imagined, you know, and you can do it too, just imagine, you know, like a copy maybe the size out in front of you of you, you know, your energy body and your physical body, and just, you know, sticky gold wax, just melted gold wax, which is healing energy, but it just sort of adheres to the area and even melts into it. And then, you know, front and back, and, you know, the arms, you know, so front here, back here, and the arms, you know, and then the neck. And the idea is with sticky gold wax, you're going to take it off, and it's going to, you know, whatever doesn't belong there is going to attach to the wax, and you just peel it off real easily and give it to your angels and say, angels, can you please recycle that? And it is nice. I mean, even just on a physical level, you know, those energy blocks make neck tension and shoulder tension, but also, you know, keeps you sometimes from even wanting to do your work. Yeah, I know I had that the other day. I was like, this is weird. I love my job, but I don't want to do my work today. And it was just because I had too many energy blocks in these shoulders, and then people were cording into the energy blocks, and it was just a gross thing here, and it made me just feel like, no, I don't want to work. Yeah, and then I cleared it all out, and I was like, yeah, I want to work. So that's nice, you know. And you can do that as many times as you need to. I did it a bunch with everybody. I did, you know, same thing. I just, you know, more sticky gold wax, you know, let it just soak in to the neck and shoulder area, front and back of the chest, you know, and just, you know, the arms, and just, you know, and then just peel it off and give it to the angels, you know, and it's gonna just attach to whatever's not you and pull it off of you. All right, yay. And then I did more sticky gold wax. Oh, with that, yeah, in this demo just now, we did the physical and astral bodies together, which, you know, is fine. But on the healing, I did that whole area. Yeah, I did it for the astral body separately from the physical body. You know, potato, potato sometimes. You know, it both works. But anyway, so then I did sticky gold wax for all 7 of the body chakras, physical body chakras, and then sticky gold wax for all 7 of the spirit body chakras. And of course, that's something too that you could do every day, at least once a day if you want. You know, it's funny, sometimes I feel myself a little resistant to a process like that. But, you know, I think watch that kind of thing. You know, I mean, usually when I notice like, oh, I don't want to do sticky gold wax, you know, on all my chakras, you know, that's not a good reason not to do it. You know, that means you really probably need to do it, because that resistance means you're kind of stuck, you know, and sticky gold wax is great for getting what you're stuck out of you pretty easily. So again, you just imagine, you know, all 7 of your chakras out in front of you. You can do, if you're just going to do one set, I would say do your physical body set, you know, the ones in your physical body, as opposed to that same set that's in your astral body or your energy body. Do the physical body set. In the healing, of course, I did both. But let's just demo the physical body set. So out in front of you, just imagine 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, chakras have a open cylinder shape, so round opening on one end, round opening on the other end, and then there's this surface too. You want to make sure the sticky gold wax adheres to this surface as well, because you can get a lot of gross stuff along this surface. And so sticky gold wax would adhere, you know, with your intention to the openings, the round openings, but also this surface. And of course the 7th chakra is oriented this way. It's a lot smaller right in there, but it's this way. So round opening at the bottom, round opening at the top for the 7th chakra. Okay, but you know, real simple, just with your intention, be like, okay, fine, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is all out in front of me. Copies, live copies of my physical body chakras. And just imagine all 7 of them out in front of you. You don't have to like see it perfectly or see it at all, really. Just imagine live copies of all 7 of your chakras out in front of you. And then use your hands or your intention or your imagination to generate sticky gold wax that just adheres to all the surfaces, the round openings and then the other surfaces. And your intention is that it's going to adhere to everything that's not you, so that then once it's all on enough, then you're going to really easily, I like splitting it in 2 down and just going whoosh, and, you know, giving it to my angels, just being like, angels, can you please recycle that? You know, so your chakras are still there, but then all that gunk that wasn't you is gone. I probably did that, you know, maybe twice for the physical body chakras, so we'll do it one more time. You know, sticky gold wax all around them around all the round openings and all the surfaces of your 7 physical body chakras. And then just, you know, maybe divide it in half and then just go whoosh, you know, and give the halves to your angels. Say, angels, please recycle that. So what that does is just makes you fit better in your body. Because to fit in your body, your spirit chakras have to fit in your physical body chakras. And if they're too blocked up, it's like, you know, it's like one of these trying to fit into another one of them. And if this one's all full and blocked, then you don't fit in right. So like I said, if you want, you know, that would be kind of cool. If you wanted like every morning and every evening, you could do maybe like a tricolor earth energy soak and maybe a collapsing gold net technique, and then, you know, sticky gold wax for your spirit body chakras and for your physical body chakras. That'd be a pretty thorough yet quick process. And then maybe finish it up with another tricolor earth energy soak. If you want. You know, I mean, this video is for people who are like pure newbies to people who've been doing this for, you know, consciously for a long time. So, you know, if you don't know, you know, if this is all like too much information and you're like, I am such a newbie, give me the simplest possible thing to do, you could post a question like that down under the video, and I could like kind of vibe where you're at and let you know what you should try, or, you know, whatever. So listen to your intuition, I would say. So then, because it was, so after doing the sticky gold wax on the body chakras and the spirit chakras, oh, I did that 3 times. Yeah, probably 3 times for each set of chakras. People had a really good flow down. I mean, they were already really present, in part because of the sticky gold wax on all 7 chakras of body and physical body and spirit body. And, you know, the collapsing gold net cleaned them out really good. And then, you know, the buffer zones protected them, combing through their aura, repairing it, helped them. Creative rings, you know, that it just, because if those are clear, then your spirit comes in a lot more into your physical body. It's really nice. Plus they generate this great inspiring energy that then flows down. And, you know, since we unblocked the shoulders and the arms and the neck with sticky gold wax, then that nice creative energy plus some of the 7th, 6th, and 5th energy, and 4th even energy, flows down the shoulders and the arms as well. So it's a nice circuit, you know, very inspiring. So if you feel like, I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything, you know, except like random self-destructive things, then, you know, clean out these rings, make sure they're clear and generating, you know, clean out and generating inspiring gold energy, and then clean out, you know, do sticky gold wax on this whole area, you know, and maybe some collapsing gold nets, just so that it's nice and flowy and, you know, you can be here, you know, because if you can be here, you know, you like your life basically, and your day, and you're not particularly avoidant of what you need to do. It's a great feeling. Great feeling. So then, you know, everyone had great flow like that, but I noticed that with all this extra flow down here, it was leaking out the elbows. Like people might have like this nice giant river, and then down this part was like a mini river, because a lot of it had leaked, you know, right before and at the elbows, you know, as if like there's a garden hose with a bunch of holes in it, you know, and that just the energy leaks out. And that is possible anywhere, you know, if you have holes or energy blocks, it can just kind of scatter the energy. So I healed everybody's elbows, basically. I healed everybody's arms, before the elbow and the elbow itself. Like you can have energy blocks inside, like right where the joint is, particularly any major joint or minor joint in your body, in your physical body, is like an energy center, and you can definitely have energy blocks like sitting right in the middle of that energy center. So, you know, if you want to do it for yourself, you know, just imagine, you know, each of your elbows, you know, and just expand them a lot, I would say, because otherwise it's like kind of annoying. You're like, I don't know if there's really any energy blocks in there, you know. But if you make like a giant, you know, copy of one of your arms, and you're like, whoa, and then you're like, okay, the energy's flowing, it's not flowing right at the elbow. So then you just use a lot of gold light and melt away the blocked energy inside your elbow. And you know, it can take some time, you know, maybe it's been there for like 10 years, you know, so just chill out and take your time, you know. And then just like holes in a hose, you can have, you know, kind of like energy leaking out around the arm. So just, you know, lots of gold light and melt together, you know, any holes. And you know, so then there's no energy block, there's, well, a lot less energy blocks, and there's a lot fewer holes, so the energy just goes and, you know, travels down right here. So then people had great flow all the way down, but then they had some energy leaks at their wrists. So I did the same thing with the wrists, you know, cleared the energy blocks in the wrist, healed, you know, before and after the wrist, and the hands even. And then I did the ankles and the feet as well, because those are also very key. You know, the ankles, much like the elbows, you know, just like a major joint where you can have energy leaking and energy blocks inside the ankle. Knees too, but I didn't really do knees specifically this time. So as I was healing all that for people, the wrists, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the ankles, and the feet, I help people release limits from their families. Like a simple example, let's say like some kid is like 2 years old and he gets all this energy and he's like, rah, suddenly he can walk, you know, and he wants to like run all over the house and drag expensive things off of tables, you know. You know, and run out the door into traffic. And you know, so it's really common that a family will place energy limits on that suddenly rambunctious 2-year-old who can suddenly like run really fast, you know. So you may have a lot of limits on your hands just from that innocent time when you were, you know, trying to yank expensive things off tables and your parents didn't want you to break everything, you know. But you know, now that you know better, you know, you can release all these limits off of your hands and your wrists, you know. So, and that's a more innocent example, you know. But you know, maybe in past lives there was less than innocent situations, or in this life, you know. And so maybe you know, what you wanted to receive or what you wanted to create or put out in the world just wasn't really cool with your family members, you know, like that sort of attitude of like, we don't do that in this family. You know? So go ahead and just heal, you know, your arms and your legs here, and just release any limits from families that have been placed on your energy legs or your spirit legs or your energy arms or your spirit arms, you know, your physical or spirit arms and legs. Release any limits from families that you're ready to release that are limiting your positive change. So go ahead again, you know, heal. Imagine just a simple copy out in front of you. You don't have to see it like as clearly as you see this, you know, but it could be just with your intention or your imagination, you know, this little mini version of you. And just, you know, first your arms and your legs of your physical body and your spirit body, and just, you know, all at once. You don't have to be separate, you know, but just with your intention, the gold light is melting away limits that are healthy for you to release now, that will help you be more open to positive change. Release limits from families. And again, it could be from a lot of past life families. So it's present or past lives always. Just, you know, release any limits from families that are in the way of your positive change. And just keep washing that out. And then, you know, at that point I just did the whole body, you know, and I was just talking to people. I'm like, you know, telepathically talking to the participants, and I said, you know, you want your change and your life to be gentler and easier, don't you? You know, you want your life to become easier. Well, then, you know, you need to release limits and burdens from families that are in the way of your life becoming gentler and easier. They're in the way of you having your positive change. So again, just comb through the whole copy of yourself, your aura and your physical and astral bodies, and just comb through it all. And just with your intention, the gold light's going to help you to let go of limits and burdens from families that are in the way of your positive change. So that was the whole healing. I hope you liked it. And I guess a quick note about the triplets for the rest of this year. There are 4 more sets coming up. If you have grouchy husbands, you know, crabby sisters, feel free to get them one of the sets. And I mean, they don't have to be crabby. They could be nice people too that you just want to help out. You know, that's good too. But they don't have to consciously be into it, because all these triplet sets, they've always had people who participate on a spirit level, who I ask their spirit, and you know, it's people on a spirit level are, pretty much dig these healings because you don't have to do anything consciously. And so even like your average mildly crabby husband is like, sure, I don't have to do anything, and I'll have less stress at work. Yeah, okay, sign me up. I mean, like on a spirit level, they get it. So for example, if you buy a triplet set for your mildly crabby husband, just put in the note field, with the purchase, for, John Brown husband, something like that. And if it's a child, tell me their age. So for example, for Jim Smith, 8 years old, son. Yeah, that would be nice. There still is room in the 4 healings for the rest of the year. The topics are really amazing, so I encourage you guys to jump in and participate by paying on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. Bye!